What happens when eminent domain collides with thriving business districts? Well, today I'm highlighting 6 not so well known Black Wall Streets that met their demise when their footprints intersected with interstate highway pathways. Stay tuned. Hey bosses, it's Dr. B, your favorite business doctor. My research allows me to spot patterns. For example, when President Eisenhower envisioned and created the interstate highway system in 1956, transportation planners tore through the nation's urban areas with freeways that through intention and indifference carved up Black communities. What is often not discussed is that tens, perhaps even hundreds, of historically significant Black neighborhoods and business districts, often referred to as Black Wall Streets, were disproportionately impacted by highway construction projects that spanned the 1950s through the early 1970s. Highway projects often led to the destruction or severe disruption of thriving economic centers and vibrant communities. Here are the stories of 6 Black Wall Streets that met their demise at the hands of the U.S. Highway Interstate System Project. Be sure to stick around because number 6 might surprise you. Number 1. The Rondo Neighborhood, St. Paul, Minnesota. In the early 20th century, the Rondo Neighborhood was a thriving Black community. Churches, businesses, and schools set down roots in Rondo, creating a strong community. In 1928, businesses included the Cregephon Social Club, which offered a social space for young Black professionals. The social club went on to create a food cooperative and a credit union that helped residents finance their homes and educations. However, the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 advanced city planners' ideas to link St. Paul and Minneapolis. The projected path went straight through the heart of the Rondo area. Despite community resistance, I-94 construction began in September of 1956. The interstate opened in 1968. Rondo was largely destroyed. The highway physically cut the neighborhood in half. Number 2. The Albina Neighborhood, Portland, Oregon. During the World War II era, many Black workers moved their families to the Albina area of Portland. Albina was the only neighborhood where they were allowed to live at the time. After the war, a thriving Black community and business district emerged in Albina. Black-owned businesses, community centers, houses of worship, arts, and cultural spaces were the foundation of the community. By 1960, more than 80% of the city's 15,500 Black residents lived in Albina. Then in 1960, the Oregon Department of Transportation applied what residents called a meat axe to Albina in the form of the construction of Interstate 5. The interstate project led to the destruction of homes and businesses and ushered in Albina's severe decline. Number 3. West Adams or Sugar Hill, Los Angeles, California. Sugar Hill, Los Angeles was a homage to the legendary neighborhood in Harlem. Sugar Hill became the headquarters for African American businesses and institutions, including Golden State Mutual Life Insurance Company and the First AME Church. A number of prominent Black business owners, doctors, lawyers, and famous actors and actresses, including Hattie McDaniel, called Sugar Hill home. But then in 1963, Sugar Hill was bisected by the new Interstate 10 Santa Monica Freeway. By 1964, Almost all of the families and professionals who had once called Sugar Hill home moved away. Number 4, Sugar Hill, Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville's Sugar Hill neighborhood was described as a prestigious upscale streetcar suburb where Jacksonville's most prominent African Americans lived from the late 1800s until the 1960s. But then the construction of the Jacksonville Expressway in 1960 saw Sugar Hill's mansions demolished. Upon completion of the Jacksonville Expressway, which later became Interstate 95 or I-95, Sugar Hill's business district was completely decimated. Number 5, the Hayti District, Durham, North Carolina. I covered Hayti in a longer video. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. But in its prime, from the 1800s through the 1940s, the district was one of the most successful Black communities in the country. In fact, it was one of the first all-Black communities to be fully self-sufficient based on the diverse type of businesses and institutions that anchored Hayti. However, with the rise of the automobile and urban planning philosophies, plans were made to construct the Durham Freeway. Highway construction required the demolition of homes, businesses, and other vital structures in its path. The route chosen for the freeway cut directly through the heart of Hayti. This resulted in the displacement of residents and the destruction of their homes and businesses. Now this one just might surprise you. Number 6, Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma. While Tulsa is perhaps the most well-known Black Wall Street case, a not so well-known narrative component is that after the KKK and others destroyed the Greenwood neighborhood, and after the nation's deadliest race massacre exacted a heavy toll on the community, residents quickly rebuilt the commercial area renowned as Black Wall Street. In fact, the neighborhood's moniker of Black Wall Street arose after, not before, the massacre. Film footage from 1925 through 1928 shows a bustling, thriving Greenwood, confirming Greenwood's homes and businesses came back. This period of prosperity after the attack often gets erased from Greenwood's story. In addition, Greenwood's second destruction in 1971 by way of Interstate 244 and US 75 is often untold. Highway construction dismantled the prominent community for a second time. So one may ask, Dr. B, why are you highlighting these stories? My answer to that is these 6 cases and the many more that I plan to bring to the forefront via this channel help to dispel the myth that the Black community lacks a historic tradition of business participation. These examples illustrate the broader issue of barriers to business success. In these cases, highway construction projects and urban renewal in the mid-20th century disproportionately impacted Black communities, leading to displacement, economic decline, and the loss of cultural heritage. If you find this all up in your Black business content informative, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.